Hi there, it's Chris Hamilton here with Enter My Invoice. And today I am interviewing Rhys Mohun, who is the Director of Marketing from FundThrough. Rhys, thanks for taking time out of your day to meet with me today.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Anytime.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I've got some easy questions I'm going to lob your way today. And the first one is, what is FundThrough?
FundThrough is an online platform built for small business and entrepreneurs. It lets them access the working capital that they have difficulty getting elsewhere. We let them do that by advancing their invoices.
Interesting. And now, so you said advancing their invoices. Now, how does that work? What do you mean by that?
Right. So, I mean, every account that we have at FundThrough is going to have a funding limit. So you can advance an invoice, and that means instead of waiting on your net payment terms, so 60, 90, net whenever terms, you can get paid the next day by advancing that invoice on the funding platform at FundThrough. The deposit is made the next day into your business bank account, and then you're able to refund again once you start making payments to FundThrough. Those happen on a weekly basis, so you're paying FundThrough back directly, and we're not getting in between you and your customer.
Excellent. What's how much can you fund?
It depends on the business. Depends on the nature of the customers that you're working with. One of the best parts about FundThrough, we think, is that we're looking a lot more broadly at a business's future and not so much on its credit history like a lot of other financial institutions will do. So if you are selling to strong, stable customers, that's actually going to help your limit considerably. And that's a great thing for customers who are small, maybe don't have a long credit history or a lot of assets. We don't require those. We just want to see strong, repayable customers.
So what would be some of the scenarios that someone would use FundThrough? Where would how does it play for business owners, for bookkeepers, potentially for accountants? If I know there's kind of different segments that you play in.
Sure. Well, remember the end user of FundThrough is the business owner, the small business. I mean, just off the top of my head, sure. So I mean, food and goods manufacturing companies tend to use FundThrough a lot for getting the working capital collected in preparation for a large order. So it can be really tricky trying to manage payments, waiting on invoices for smaller orders, and trying to buy in bulk, all in preparation for fulfilling a large order. But with FundThrough, you've got the cash the next day. Contractors make up a pretty significant segment of FundThrough clients as well, because the great story there is that contractors are typically able to complete more jobs in the same season or in the same year with FundThrough, because they're not waiting on invoices from the last job to buy drywall and materials and pay their guys from the previous job and get ready for the next one. So they're able to just start jobs one after another because they're no longer waiting on cash.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So for a bookkeeper, say an accountant as well, same thing. They have those kind of type of clients. They can access that through QBO. I'll ask you a couple of things about QBO in a couple of seconds. But another question I had was, you kind of answered it, but just the process of getting the funding. Sorry, how long does it take to get approved and get funding if you're approved?
Sure. So we offer an FTX product, and that X stands for Express because it's very fast. It takes you about a day to get an Express account stood up with FundThrough. There's no paperwork required. Do that online, and you'll get a decision the next day. And then the Express model will have funds in your account the next day after funding. So today's Wednesday. If you were to fund today, you could potentially have funds in your account by Friday this week.
Wow. So quick question too on this one is where I first saw FundThrough was at an Intuit event. Promoting QuickBooks Online, and you have the integration with QuickBooks Online. How would a bookkeeper or say an accountant get access or engage with FundThrough through QuickBooks Online? Sure.
So we are in the QuickBooks app stores in the US and Canada. You can integrate directly through the app store right there, or your client would in that case. If you're a bookkeeper, I mean, the story is kind of neat that way. Bookkeepers have actually used FundThrough themselves as end users to fund their own invoices with their clients, but we also see them as the influencers who are going to help their clients find the best solution for them. And if that's FundThrough, typically we have them put their client in touch with FundThrough. We'd find the limit, we could get them set up with that account. And then again, if they're set up with an Express account, which has a funding limit, they'd have that set up within a day and could fund within a day. We do also offer a higher tier product for customers who are typically funding invoices above about $100,000 ballpark. That's called Pro. and a lot of our accounting clients will actually have clients that fit that model as well. It's a little bit different. It's a bit more akin to your traditional factoring, but without a lot of the covenants that come with that. And we can discuss more about that on the website as well, or you can see more about that on the website. And as far as QBO integration goes, it is quite simple. So the great thing about the QuickBooks integration is that when you plug the two together, FundThrough syncs with QuickBooks, all your invoices appear right away in FundThrough, all the ones that are eligible for funding, and you can just click and fund right away.
Yeah, I highly recommend anyone who's a bookkeeper or an accountant really take a look at it. It is a slick interface and relatively easy to use. It's I was blown away when I saw that. It's a great option for them. Hey, last question here. Where can people find out more about FundThrough? Yeah, well, of course, you can hit up fundthrough.com and find out all the information that you need. But we're also at just about every QuickBooks event as well, and we look forward to seeing all of our accounting friends there. Good crowd. And by all means, reach out if you're located in Canada. We are located here in Toronto in sunny Spadina Avenue. Come pay us a visit. But yeah, fundthrough.com is your best bet to get stood up right away. Excellent. Thanks a ton, Rhys, for your time today, and tell us a little bit more about FundThrough. Appreciate it. Sure.